as Jennifer said, about 20-ish years ago, I was a enthusiastic young undergraduate film student, and I had the extraordinary good fortune to have Chantal Akerman assigned to me as my thesis advisor in one of her occasional teaching gigs. And I think when I first met her, at that point, I think I had seen Jeanne Dielman, which you all saw the trailer for. And Jeanne Dielman can be a somewhat intimidating film. And so all I knew about this woman before I went to meet her was that I was a little bit afraid of her. And then I think I was all the more afraid of her when I actually met her. She was somebody who certainly, she's the kind of one of the truest artists I've ever known, and one of the most serious artists. I don't think she gave a damn whether she intimidated anybody or not. She certainly never sought out to, but she also never sought not to, and had very low tolerance for bullshit. So I think at my first meeting with her, we sat down and she said, can I read the script that you proposed to do this year? And I said, 20-year-old film student, I said, oh, well, actually, instead of writing a script this summer, I wrote a manifesto about how I didn't need to be shackled by the, et cetera, et cetera. And she said, well, I don't think I can work with you. And I think she was smoking at the time. And I was terrified. And I ran home to my dorm and I wrote a script. And after that, we got along great. And I kind of quickly learned that there wasn't really anything to be, as long as I didn't bullshit her, there was nothing to be afraid of. And I think, in part, that's why this movie is so special to me. I know that we had a meeting in her office at one point, and as I was getting to know her, they were also running a big retrospective of her films at my school, so I was kind of meeting her and meeting her oeuvre simultaneously. And one day I had a meeting with her, and I said something about Jim Jarmusch, who, in the 90s was one of our greatest indie heroes of all. And she said, oh, he takes everything from me. Which I think I must have just giggled at the brashness of that. But that very night, I went to see this movie, and, turns out she's right. Not that this is, it's very different from a Jarmusch movie, and to his credit, I think he absorbed certain stylistic things and then went off and did his own thing with it. But it was remarkable to me to hear her say that and then see this movie and see how much of his early DNA was right in here. To see this movie is really to enter into a very special space with her. She was 24 years old when she made this movie. This movie made a big impression on me. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm very excited to see it with y'all again tonight. So thank you so much for coming out, and hope to see you again at later screenings.